According to the United Nations, there are 82.4 million forcibly displaced people worldwide, the highest level since World War II. Of these, 26 million are refugees, defined as worldwide victims of persecution, injustice, and war. Refugees have been forced to leave their homes, their families, their friends, their education, and their career. More than half of refugees are children, fleeing violence and worse, while still at risk of exploitation, abuse, and more. Many refugee children have been separated from their families or are otherwise unsupported. In 2021, just 11,411 refugees from around the world were admitted to the United States, a considerable decrease from the 84,994 welcomed in 2016, as COVID-19 and the previous administration's policies continue to have an impact on resettlement numbers. The Circle of Sisterhood is a U.S. charity founded and powered by sorority women to help remove barriers to education for girls and women around the world. With over 100 million girls out of school, and with 2/3 of illiterate adults in the world being women, we have so much to do. And as one of the most educated communities of women in the world, we're the right community to be part of the solution. Exodus Refugee Immigration works with refugees to establish self-sufficient lives in freedom and sanctuary for themselves and their families in the state of Indiana. Worldwide and on a daily basis, millions of persons are forced to flee their homelands to seek refuge in neighboring countries. Refugees come from a variety of backgrounds and experiences, but they all have had to flee their homelands due to violence, persecution, oppression, and other human rights violations. Refugees from Burma and the Democratic Republic of Congo are the two largest groups now resettling in the state of Indiana. Once refugees arrive in Indianapolis, they may experience disorientation, a sense of being overwhelmed, feelings of insecurity, sadness at leaving familiar things behind, grief, culture shock, identity and meaning loss, and fear of the unknown. I mean, just imagine. However, despite the adversity that they are experiencing, most refugees are eager to engage in the challenges and opportunities that the U.S. offers in order to make a better life for themselves and their families. By having their basic needs met during the core resettlement period and beyond, combined with a full array of social and medical services, English language training, cultural orientation, and employment services, Exodus clients are able to establish new lives in the United States in freedom and safety, and they also become contributing members of society. A Circle of Sisterhood $5,000 grant in 2015 to Exodus Refugee Immigration supported more than 50 women through the expansion and enhancement of educational components of the Refugee Women's Self-Sufficiency Program. Exodus Women's Program provides services tailored to the unique needs of female refugees and is targeted at increasing refugee women's and girls' ability to gain confidence, promote economic self-sufficiency, education, and empowerment. The Women's Program also provides supportive resources and referrals for services such as housing, counseling, and healthcare. These services and activities will facilitate refugee women to move toward independent, self-sufficient lives. We renewed our support of Exodus's Women's Program in 2019 through an additional $10,000 grant. We are compelled by Exodus's recognition that refugee women are often the primary family caregiver, the primary advocate for their children and elderly family members, viable economic contributors, and staunch promoters of education. The Women's Program provides them with the assistance to ensure that they become self-sufficient and integrated into their new communities. We share Exodus's belief that when given the proper tools and skills, refugee women can meet their full potential and have wide, positive community impact. The gift of education can equip all of us to challenge many of the global issues impacting women: poverty, oppression, misogyny, brutality. Ultimately, more and more educated girls will mean stronger and healthier villages, communities, and entire countries. Supporting the Circle of Sisterhood at any level allows us to come together to make an impact across the world. Thank you for being a part of this movement.